Hello and welcome to MetroArts. I'm your host, Larry Wallace. Here on MetroArts, we highlight some of the best in the business, from fine artists, photographers, and performing artists to cinematographers and musical artists, all from the Metro Detroit area. On today's show, we'll go on location to find out about a guerrilla brass band called the Detroit Party Marching Band. We'll see the artistry of muralist Desiree Kelly, and the metal punk band Dirtwolf will perform in studio. Our first guests on MetroArts Detroit are James Hartrick and Anthony Schoenrock from the Detroit Party Marching Band. Welcome, guys, to MetroArts.
Thanks for having us.
Really appreciate you having us on.
Well, it's a pleasure. Well, tell me, how did the band first get started?
It first started in 2009 when a couple of friends came together, inspired by what they saw in New Orleans and the hunk festivals on the East Coast, and wanted to bring that unamplified joy in music and street band culture to Detroit.
Mm-hmm. And what style of music do you guys usually play?
We play all kinds of different styles of music. We arrange tunes that kind of exist by the artists. We also have our own arrangements of originals, but they range from funk and soul, a little bit of electronic influences, Balkan music, New Orleans jazz. It's kind of all over the board. I say there's a uniting factor between all our songs in that they're all kind of loud, intense party jams.
Mm-hmm. Now, you briefly mentioned New Orleans. Can you elaborate on the influence behind that?
It really comes from the way these bands get out there and they bring these joys to the culture in their parades and their performance and the unexpected street corner performance. They're just jumping into a bar and playing a few songs and kind of getting out of there and leaving everyone with that, oh my gosh, what just happened kind of feeling. And that's really what we pull from. You know, we have a little bit of the music influence, but a lot of it really comes from that energy, style, and giving back to the community.
Yeah, we aren't necessarily playing traditional tunes so much that would be found in the New Orleans canon. We're influenced more by the way in which the music is presented in the city.
Mm-hmm. Now, are most of the songs that are performed cover songs, or are they more of your own songs?
It's a wide range. It's really even across the board. We have, like James said, our own originals. We have some New Orleans covers. We have some pop covers, some funk covers. But what happens when you bring that into the brass band cultures? It gets heavy and loud and gets everyone kind of groove into the same feel.
Yeah, so they kind of, you know, for all the songs, they some of them are arranged. You know, they're songs that maybe come from other songs in the style of pop music. You know, there's a lot of reusing of themes too, so we pick up on that and put our own spin on it.
Mm-hmm. Now, as a band with such a unique sound, how do you guys go about finding gigs?
We have a whole committee dedicated to booking.
Oh, wow.
If you're interested, DetroitMarching@gmail.com. And we have gigs come in, gigs are requested, you know, whether it's a wedding, a corporate event, sometimes it's a bar party. And then it's also us saying, hey, there's this parade happening, there's this community gig, there's this festival that we're interested in. So it's all over the board, and then we vote on them, and we have a ranging system of like who's available, you know, do we want to do this gig, how high does it rate for us? And so we decide as a group.
Sounds pretty organized.
Yeah, we definitely operate kind of collectively when it comes to where, how, when we play. A lot of things we like to play things that our membership itself kind of brings to the group. But yeah, as Antha kind of explained, we also have a booking team, so we take a lot of requests and do private parties. You got to pay the bills. No, we use any money that we make to then go back into the band and help us accomplish, get us on the road and tour. Mm-hmm. It takes a lot of money to have a group of 20 to 30 people traveling.
Right.
So
right now, how can people find out more information about your band?
You can find us on Facebook. That's one of our main sites. You can also find us on Wikipedia. All of our social media sites are either under Detroit Party Marching Band or Detroit Party MB. Mm-hmm. You can find us on Snapchat under Detroit Party MB and see where we're going to be next, what's kind of happening in the moment. And that's about it.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here. It was a pleasure interviewing you guys.
It was great being here with you.
Really appreciate the opportunity. Thanks so much.
Coming up, our producers traveled to a couple of the band's performances and brought back this video. You're watching MetroArts on Detroit Public Television. Our next guest on MetroArts Detroit is muralist Desiree Kelly. Let's begin with a video about some of her projects. Desiree, that was an impressive look at your work. Welcome to MetroArts.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Now, did you always know you wanted to be an artist?
Well, initially, I didn't know I was going to be a fine artist. I studied graphic design at Wayne State, and then I went to the publishing field for a while, and I eventually left and pursued this full time. So I've been doing this for a number of years now.
Mm-hmm. So you're from the city of Detroit. Do you think that influences your work in any way?
Definitely. A lot of my work are things that inspired me, that I'm surrounded by. I incorporate a lot of that edginess, grittiness that I grew up in the city of Detroit.
Good. So I think your portraits are so unique. Where does the main concept come from?
Main concept. A lot of them are people that I'm influenced by, inspired by, like musicians, people that I read about, historical figures, people like that.
Mm-hmm. So you do a lot of celebrities, like you mentioned. Has any celebrities ever contacted you back and was like, hey, this is cool, or hey, I want to buy this piece of myself?
No, I wish, but not yet.
So what is your future goal in the art world?
Future goal is just to have my work everywhere. I would love if everyone could at least have just a print of my work in every city all across the world.
Mm-hmm. Tagging back off of that, your work is also accessible in public places. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and why did you make them accessible?
Right. Well, initially when I started doing this full time, I couldn't get my work into galleries, and so I put them wherever they wanted. You know, people asked me if they can have them in the restaurant, so I put them in the restaurant. I was asked a couple times to do murals, so I have done murals. But yeah, I like that it's open to the public and that people can enjoy it like that without going to a gallery.
Okay, so I see you brought 3 pieces with you today. Can you explain each one?
Right, well, the Aretha is a Detroit-inspired piece. I have a little bit of a graffiti in the background, my signature like kaleidoscope eyes that I like to do for glasses, just a crop face, like a signature that I usually do. The Obama piece was more of a satirical humor piece that I just thought of. I thought it would be funny to capture his frustration, sort of a funny way. And so the concept is, you know, if he won the boxing match without getting the belt, he would get the Burger King crown instead.
Yeah.
He didn't really get what, you know, he was looking for at the end. And then the J. Cole piece was a musician that I listened to a lot. He's a rapper that I listen to a lot, and a lot of his song lyrics are incorporated into the background. And with that piece, I like to do more of a 50-50 with the background integrated into the face.
Yeah. So out of these 3 pieces, which one would you say is your best? That you like the most? That you like? What's your favorite?
Well, they're all very different styles. I would say they're probably the best of each style that I tackle. My favorite, the color. I love that.
Who doesn't love Aretha? Yeah. So where could people find out more information about your work and your future art galleries?
My website, DesireeKellyArt.com, and I also have Instagram, Desiree Kelly Art.
Now, if I could ask you, if you could give one piece of advice to an upcoming artist trying to make it into the art world, what would it be?
Just paint whatever you want to paint and don't listen to anyone else.
Okay, good. Well, thank you so much, Desiree, for being here. It was a pleasure, and you're really, really talented.
Thank you.
You're watching MetroArts, produced at the Midtown Studio at Wayne State University. And now on MetroArts Detroit, here's Dirtwolf, a band created to show respect to classic metal and gnarly punk bands of yesteryear. Here's Crown of Horns.
Cast off to the lake, time to take. It's time to take your crown.
Hello, guys. That was an amazing performance, and welcome to MetroArts.
Thank you,
Thanks,
thank
man.
you.
I'm glad
You
to
want
be
to
here.
start by introducing yourselves and members of your band?
Yeah, my name's Stevie, Miles, Alex, Matt, and Lucas.
Okay. So tell me, how did Dirtwolf come about?
Dirtwolf kind of formed in a basement, you know, just like any other band. We're all like little older dudes, middle-aged types, and we thought it'd be fun to just drink beers and jam on Sunday, and then it kind of turned into its own thing and evolved. After a couple of years, we started playing shows and writing records, and here we are.
Now, you guys have a pretty unique name, Dirtwolf. Where did that name come from?
It was, at first I think it was a euphemism for a bad body part, but now somebody brought a bottle of beer to practice one day, and it was called Dirtwolf, and we just dug it.
And where does the inspiration behind your music come from?
Oh, it comes from all over. This particular set of songs, I mean, we've all been writing music for so many years. This set of songs is all written about, you know, different milestones in American history, a little bit of fantasy in there.
Science.
Science, you know, there's 2 or 3 songs about famous inventors like Preston Tucker and Thomas Edison and Nikolai Tesla. You know, they come from all over, but they're all, you know, definitely focused on nonfiction.
Interesting. Now, being a band formed in the city of Detroit, what would you say separates you from other musical talents in the area?
I mean, I think our sound is a blend of punk and metal and hard rock, and that, you know, you just don't find that a lot. I'm a punk singer singing for a metal band, so I think that right away made the band sound completely different. We don't try to separate ourselves. We try to actually bring other bands into what we're doing. You know, we play with the same bands a lot because, you know, we're all influenced by each other.
And what could you guys say about the punk and metal scene in the city of Detroit?
I think it's thriving now. I think there's been you know, it was stalled for a while, and all of a sudden you're starting to see all these bands pop up. I think a lot of people were just recording in their basement, not doing anything, and, you know, the people that shine will always rise to the top, and those people started playing out, and now we got a scene again. You know.
And where could people find out more information about your band?
You can go to Dirtwolf Facebook. We also have a Bandcamp and Instagram account too. Yep. Pretty easy. It's Dirtwolf666 or Dirtwolf Bandcamp.
Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. It
Oh,
was a pleasure. Thank
absolutely.
you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Up next, here's Dirtwolf with Waste the Land. You're watching MetroArts on Detroit Public Television. We hope you enjoyed today's show. I would like to thank our guests, Anthony Schoenrock and James Hartrick from the Detroit Party Marching Band, Desiree Kelly and Dirtwolf for being here today. Remember, you could catch any of our shows online at MetroArtsDetroit.com and find us on social media. I'm your host on MetroArts, Larry Wallace, reminding you to always support the arts and cultivate the talent in your community.